we are considering the possibility of Atiku winning 2027 presidential election. Let's just lay low. Hold on. Let us critically examine matters. Let us not be sentimental. Let us not be sectional. Yes, it may be, don't be irritated. Sit back. Let us objectively look at things. Let us not be carried away by our sentiments, our where we belong. Let everybody, yes, but let's objectively, constructively analyze the matter. And then see, let the reality stare us in our face. Yes. How, what can make Atiku win 2027 presidential election? It's a simple question. Can Atiku win it? Yes. Can he not win it? Yes. What are those things that will make Atiku win 20 presidential election? Don't forget that Atiku is a Fulani man. And in northern interest, northern power bloc, cherish power more than anything in the entity called Nigeria. If there's anything the northerners want in Nigeria, is power to be in number one. President, above every other person. Only they cannot force themselves to be in power perpetually. If they attempt that, they know Nigeria will break up over their head. That's why they don't have choice sometimes to allow power to leave their region, to come back to other regions of the country. Because if they refuse, if they resist that, they must hold on to power by all means, and they will lose everything at all costs. So that's just, you must understand that just the reason why they normally sometimes allow power to shift from the north back to that part of the country. In 1993, after this MK Abiola died, they totally considered the part of the southwest alone. Two presidential candidates came from the southwest. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo from PDP and President Chief Olufalaye from the alliance of AD and APP that time. Two presidential candidates came from a region from the southwest. Why did they not consider this? Because the rate was going. They know that the country is heading for a rock and the whole thing will break up. So when it comes to power, the North don't joke with power. And so now we have how many formidable candidates do we have from the present presidential race from the North? Apart from Atiku, who else can you think about? Atiku that does not believe in rotational presidency. 2023, he knew that it is done on the South to produce presidency. After 8-year tenure of former president, late President Buhari, he came out and contested again the interest of the South 2023. Now he's insisting that he must still contest. That's just to tell you that he's not joking. North does not concede power willingly, wholeheartedly. If they concede power, they will still be going backward to collect the power back. So that's what you people must understand, that even though the North, appear to have considered the power to the South under APC, but they still put on somebody, stop money to be contesting the power with the South. When it was the turn of the South, 2023, 2021 is the turn of the South. The article, if you are from the North, stop money insisted must contest, and you pick the tickets against the turn of the South in PDP. So he's still contesting. So he contested 2023, fall violently to win the presidency back to the North, meaning that he doesn't have respect for the interest of the South. It's the same thing he's still doing now. He's still contesting again in 2027. One man Obi will leave ADC because Obi is sure that he won't get the ticket of ADC, because Atiku has still positioned himself to pick the ticket again and still run against the interest of the South 2027 to 2031 election. So the Northerners are not joking with power. So if we have 4 candidates from the South, because Jonathan is very interested to run as well, we already have Obi, we already have Tinubu, making 3. And PDP has also said they will zone their presidential ticket to the South, making 4 candidates from the South. If 4 candidates from the South go for election against 1 person from the North, which is Atiku, Fulani stock that are filled with power possession, that they must beat one controlling. Don't forget they said Nigeria is belongs to Fulani, and they must conquer it. So if we go to 2027 presidential election, the vote from the South is shared among 4 people. Atiku alone from the North pick the majority vote of the North. Majority high area of the North, particularly the Northwest, and other areas of this. So if you pick majority vote of the North, because North will not join with power when it comes to their own. If you pick some few votes from the South, Who knows? The majority vote with the one you speak, maybe if you to score 25% in different areas, with the majority vote from the north, where do you think the ticket, the presidential team may swing? If there's no manipulation, if the result is allowed to stay, excluding manipulation, where do we think this result of president election may go? It means that yes, it may swing, surprises may happen. I think may emerge the winner. If because don't forget that the majority votes come from the north. It's in the north. We hear millions of votes. When you be hearing if you come from Kano, from Kaduna, from Katsina, from Jigawa, from Kebbi, Zamfara and Co. These are the areas you'll be hearing high amount of millions of votes. In the south, we hardly hear millions of votes from the south, any part of the states from the south. So if you had this much of this million, I mean, with those one you can pay for around. Where do you think this election may swing? So don't lose out. It may swing in favor of Atiku because the vote of the south will be shared by the number of aspirants from the south. So people who are bringing Jonathan out now, they are doing it extensively to make sure that the vote of the south is further divided, so that there will be no clear majority vote concentrated to anybody in the south, and the bulk of the north can go to Atiku. It's a strategy. So there is no dismisses. There is no overlook. You say you cannot win. He is a serial contestant. Yes, he can be a serial contestant, but things may change in his favor. When you have 4 people in your own region sharing the vote of your region, and one particular person from one particular another region where they have millions of votes normally comes out, and this can happen. So this is where the people contesting in the south have to typically assess their chances very well. The so-called popularity. Let me also tell you that when it comes to the issue of picking presidential number 1 ticket or number 2 ticket, not will only go for number 1 ticket. They will not see a post of presidency and be going for the post of vice presidency. No, people are thinking that Kakwasi Amumen will sway the north to his side. When Atiku as number 1 position is also before the north, there's a position of the first number 1 position, the position of number 2 position. Kwakwaso will be vice president, Atiku will be president, commander in chief. Where do you think the north will pick? Do you think the north will pick second position, which is second field who has the actual authority of power of the state? Will they leave that one and be one? Will they choose that one and leave number 1 position, presidency of not of political and power that we have known them to be? So it's a point you must critically examine that. Look, don't joke with power. They will not see number 1 position and be dropping this and be going for second position. No, not to do that. It's only how we can be gullible sometimes. Not value power. That's the only thing that can make relevance in Nigeria. It's by being in position of power. Economic wise, education wise, every other thing, industrial wise, they are not. But it's only by being power they can use power to control resources to their side. So Nigerians must come to this point, particularly the Southerners must do that. As much of Southern presidential candidate we are putting ourselves as advantage against one candidate from the north, which is Atiku, of Fulani ethnic stock, not just any from any tribe in the north, Fulani ethnic tribe in the north. So the more of the people of the ethnic Fulani and other outside Fulani, don't think that outside Fulani also now embrace Atiku when it comes to the issue of presidency. That's number 1 position. They will dump Kwakwaso, who is second position, vice president. They will dump him for number 1 position. Because outside Fulani, they have been fused together. One can hardly separate them. So the outside will easily go along the side of Fulani for Atiku, presidential candidates, to create the number 1 position of power. So in this case, Atiku should not be ruled out. That cannot become president in 2021. I mean 2027. It should not be ruled out that cannot become president in 2027. The whole permutation is very, very realistic. It can work. It can come to pass, provided that except the South re-strategize and refocus our plan, and the plan, the strategies are being up and South campaign vigorously north to make sure we also be more chunk of the votes of the north. Otherwise, if we don't play our prominent part in the north to win, to make sure we have people on our side that can win greater chunk of the northern votes, I rely only on the southern votes, we will be divided along among carrying the south. I'm afraid what we think will not happen may happen. Atiku may emerge as the president of Nigeria in 2027, going by what we have now. The Northerners are strategic enough to bring Jonathan out to further divide the votes of the South, but they want to make sure consistent votes come from North to Atiku. That's the strategy. So whoever does not understand this and thinking that is for well, it's left to him. But I'm telling you that this point is very need to be noted, and that the North may emerge as president of Nigeria 2027. Thank you very much.